How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of collab up in this piece. Hey, a little Phantom Brewing, a little Transcend Beer Crafters. This be their Fantasy Island. Um, so it's a collaboration with Phantom Brewing Company. So Transcend Beer Crafters, first beers I've had from them was from my boy who worked up at Le Bon's. And Phantom Brewing is my buddy, our buddy, all of our friend Steven, the beer maniac who sends a bunch of the beer tubers beer mails. It's his buddy's kind of place, so yeah, excited to dive into it. But I'm gonna warn you, it is one of those kind of fruited soury jams, I believe. They don't actually tell you on here, do they? Oh, it's a smoothie sour ale. It says it right there. It's kind of in the map, so that's why I missed it. It says here cherry, pineapple, banana, plum, and vanilla and sea salt. There's no date in the can. 7% alcohol by volume. Keep cold at all times. Drink fresh. Drink responsibly. Asterix. Gently roll can before consuming. Okay, that's enough. That's disgusting looking. I mean, listen, it's a fruited sour with cherry, pineapple, banana, plum, vanilla. That's kind of what it looks like coloration wise, but that looks pretty bad, man. Like I mean, that's really just kind of, you ever see people don't do this nowadays. This is kind of dating me a bit. My parents sometimes when we moved a lot, and I'll take that out of your sight before I go into the story. Pinky finger of I don't know what kind of head and I don't know what kind of body. It looks thick and it looks whatever. Label wise, not a big fan of Transcends nor Phantom's labels. So like my parents, we would move a lot. My dad we'd buy a house, we'd fix it up, make it all pretty. Then we move. He was like a house flipper before that was like a thing. And like towards the end of it, if a room needed to be painted, he'd be like, just mix all the paint together. Whatever we have left and use that to paint the room. I don't care what the color is. That's kind of what I feel like is going on here. Just a melange of all kinds of colors. I just spilled some. I feel like if I touch it, it's going to hurt. So I got to make sure I clean it up with the only paper towel I have available right now, which is the tiniest piece of paper towel ever. This beer review is fantastic already. So yeah, it looks like just that mixture, or even better yet, like at the end of like a family party, or like at a cheesy banquet hall, and there's cranberry vodka and it's what do they call those screwdrivers and all these fruited kind of alcohol drinks. If you mix them all together, that's what this kind of looks like. So it's a melange of all kinds of fruit juices. Not necessarily gonna say it looks pretty. Even when I give it a swirl, it has this kind of chunky, funky kind of thing going on. So. Open mind. I'm not preconceiving. Let's get a nose. That smells pretty fun. Not gonna lie to you. I'm not a big fan of these kind of beers, but it smells like a beautifully well done lactosey fruited vanilla cake. Fruit cake. I mean, it smells like whipped cream. Like if you like a trifle is like the British kind of dessert and it has a bunch of stuff in it, but it's usually layers of fruit and sponge and fruit and sponge and cream. And kind of like that if you let it all melt together. So just banana, strawberry, all these big rich kind of fruitiness. There's a tartness to it. There's getting like a passion fruit. Do they call it passion fruit in here? I don't remember. Pineapple, plum, vanilla. Probably the pineapple. It's giving me that kind of tart kind of fruitiness, but it smells aggressive. Sweet dessertiness. I just gotta take a sip. Cheers. I mean, I can see some people going absolutely apeshit over this. It does not suck. Like, it tastes like what you would think if you mixed a bunch of confectionery things together. And I'm still trying to kind of think of the best kind of... Okay, here we go. Think of all... Yeah, maybe that works. We'll do it anyway. This is the best review I've ever done. So, you know how, like, every time you go to buy like a box of cereal, there's like the cereal pieces are pictured on the front, but they always cut up fruit and put it on a cereal where it looks like, hey, this is like real fruit in your cereal. Like people actually eat cereal like that. Imagine that was a real thing, and there was a bunch of different fruit, or a bunch of different cereals with a bunch of different fruit cut up into it, but all the cereals, they weren't like Chex or some kind of Wheaties. It was like all the fruity pebbles of the world and all those super fruity confectionery kind of cereals, and had the fruits in it, and you blended it all up into a goopy mixingness of confectionery powdered lactosey sugary sweetness with real fruit kind of vibes too at the same time. That's what you have kind of going on here. Gobs and gobs of lactose, gobs of vanilla. If they say there's no lactose in it, they're lying. I mean, there's a ton of vanilla, but I don't think you can get that kind of sweetness just from vanilla, because it has this confectionery kind of thing going on with it. This screaming banana. I mean, banana's the biggest one here. Man, I could see people going apeshit for this. And this is not a bad flavor. You know, the flavor of what I'm drinking right now is a pleasurable, desserty flavor. It's just not beer. And, you know, we could sit here all we want and kind of debate where beer begins and where beer ends and what really matters and why do you give a shit if it's not made right Heinz Gebooty, which I don't care about. But people have that argument about this kind of thing, and to be like, you know, what is beer and what isn't, and it's just not. You know, has way more to do with not your father's root beer than it does actual, you know, brewed beer. And it's really gets to the point where it kind of doesn't really even make any sense to buy something like this. Now, you do you. Your money is your money, and you can choose to do with it whatever you may wish. But you could buy like a margarita mix and just throw vodka in it. I mean, you're not really going to get that far off. This is basically what you're going to be drinking. Take a little vanilla extract, drop that in a little margarita mix, throw some rum or some vodka in it, and you all that stuff. You get a handle of vodka for $20. You know what I mean? You get a couple things of those margarita mix for $10, and a little thing of extract, and you got like $40. You have like 5 cases of what this is, and this is probably like $20 a 4-pack. You know what I mean? So it's like, I understand, you know, the ingredients to go in these kind of things, and I understand all that kind of stuff, and people dig on these and they love them. And again, I'm not saying don't buy these and don't have fun with these. I just don't think the beers that I really covet, you know what I mean, those big barley wines, the OG 4-core aged barley wines, you know, really well done, old school kind of, you know, new school IPA to a certain extent, old school IPA, a lot of nice pills and stuff like that. You can't really duplicate that with different like alcohol. It's not like you can go buy like a bottle of sake and then buy like some carbonated water, mix them together, and it tastes like a really good crispy lager or something like that. You can't do that, you know, but you can here. You know, you can just go buy bushels of fruit and macerate them and throw vodka in it and drink it if you want. You know, if you want carbonation, throw a little bit of seltzer water and whatever. Who cares? And that's where this one really is weird. It's not just beer. It's just also overpriced things that are kind of masquerading as beer. But if I'm going to sit here and kind of strip it down to, is it tasty? Is it not? It's very, very tasty. Very, very tasty. But I also think pizza's tasty, and I would never call pizza beer. I don't know. Wow. How many reviews thumbs down can I get on a single review? I think this is one of them. Yeah, so there you go. Tasty beverage. Not disgusting. Tasting. It's disgusting looking. And it's not a matter of like, okay, it doesn't look like beer, I don't like it. You know, there's been some funky looking beers that I really enjoy. It's just, when I drink this, I don't taste anything that has to do with beer. Anyway, soapbox over. It's tasty. I don't think it's beer. If you like this, more power to you. Just not my jam. Steven, thank you very much, brother, for giving this to me. This is one of the better fruit smoothie beers I've had as of late. Beers, air quotes. Yes, Sure. Not much more stuff. I don't think so, but tasty nonetheless. Value and availability. Yes, sure. This is $20 4-pack, and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you don't like beer, you'll like this. So there you go. You can like beer and like this at the same time. It's not mutually exclusive, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, not really all that good of a review over. Let me know if you've had this beer down there. We can talk about it. Massive Beers, if you want to check me out in the social media stuff, Beer Massif, podcasting stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying fruit smoothie jams right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.